been aware, the sermon has been interrupted. And
Yes.
so someone's being lowered. And I just picture all the hands going up to like lower him down. And so here he is. And what is Jesus going to do? So what happens next?
Well, you'd think that my first thought is, Jesus, you're going to heal his paralyzed body, right? Hey, get
Yeah.
up and walk. Isn't that what you do?
Uh-huh.
And he doesn't address it. I mean, that kind of feels like, if I'm not, your sins are forgiven, right? That's what Jesus says. He forgives sin. It's like, well, it's not what maybe, who knows what he was hoping for? We don't know. We don't know how the man reacted or the friends reacted. Was that, what reason did they, yeah, I don't know, but it definitely doesn't seem, it's not the thing you expect from the story.
It
For
isn't.
sure.
Yeah.
That's, we may be expecting it because we're familiar maybe with the story and we've grown up in church and heard it, but definitely not the response that I think the people would expect from him.
Right. And it does not follow the pattern of the other miracle stories in the Gospels. None of the others, there is no other example of Jesus seeing someone with some physical ailment and responding, your sins are forgiven. So clearly there's some tie with this man being a sinner, being known as a sinner in his community. And so what do you think that would mean to this man? I mean, the whole community has been looking at him, seeing his paralysis on the outside and judging what's going on in his life on the inside. These friends clearly know him differently than that. But what do you think it meant for this man to have Jesus say your sins are forgiven?
And I don't, Jesus is not, there's my,
Wave your
hold
arms,
on, I'm going to respond.
Kelly.
I don't know why it's doing that. It's still saying it's off. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
We'll just, every now and then I'll have to pause.
There you go.
Anyway, Jesus to this man and these friends is not just anybody. They go through a lot to get in front of him. Yeah. And so to hear a proclamation, not of shame, of works, of try harder, get your act together, but one of forgiveness, even if who knows what he was expecting? Was he expecting healing? First, maybe he thought that would be a statement of forgiven inside. I don't know, but when you are aware of your need here and to have somebody proclaim you forgiven, I'm not to say God can forgive you or he will. I mean, he's using language. Your sins are forgiven. It is a done deal. That's got to be so relieving, so freeing and refreshing, to have this man that you esteem so highly, that you were willing to be humbled in front of a group of people and let your friends dig through a roof. And it's public. I mean, most of us don't want our sin to be dealt with in such a public way. But to know that we're in need and to have someone proclaim us forgiven, I just imagine that happening in your church congregation. It's like you come up afterwards, come up on stage after the sermon's happening, and you don't tell the details of your sin, but to have someone go, well, let's talk about your need for forgiveness and that you are forgiven. None of us want to do that, but here this man is in a crowd of people watching, and his sin is being dealt with. Again, a statement of his lack of pride and his humility, and obviously his faith in Jesus. So, it had to be really relieving, and refreshing to hear that spoken over him, and in a public way. I mean, it would be humbling, but I think it would be, you'd have witnesses to that event,
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe he was, I agree with you that they were expecting Jesus to just heal him. They weren't really expecting the whole let's deal with the sin thing, but we love it that Jesus deals with the sin, because whatever physical ailment that we have, it just doesn't compare to our need for forgiveness. That need goes to our core, and Jesus deals with that first. What about